Welcome back to your challenge. Today, in light of what you have assessed yesterday, we're going to start asking ourselves how our alignment, so the position of our shoulders, pelvis and legs, can improve or hinder our capacity at landing consistently and or softly against the wall, and therefore what will happen for standing. Beginners, your mission was to land consistently against the wall. So right now you have a number that we're trying to beat in the next few days, and same thing improvers, we're trying to get softer and softer because we have understood that without that we will not be able to consistently kick up without the wall. Now, instead of just throwing yourself at the wall hoping that things will change, you do have to assess in between sets, and that's why you need to rest between sets what worked or what didn't in your attempts. More specifically, beginners, you have to ask yourself where your pelvis and your legs were in the space before you reach the wall. So what are you doing right when you get closer to reaching the wall or when you actually do that? And what are you not doing when this doesn't happen? There's no right or wrong alignment at the minute, and it's not about you being straight. It's about you figuring out what you have to do and how far you have to swing those things towards the wall for you to get to the wall. So landing bum on the wall is absolutely fine. Landing both on the wall is fine. Landing in a hybrid of this is absolutely fine. Landing with a closed shoulder angle is fine. Landing with an open shoulder angle is fine. We have, and that's the goal of this challenge, to step away from what we think should be done and the dogmas around handstands and ask ourselves, what is working for us? What is working for me? And I already know most of you want the straight handstand, the one with both feet together. But I'm asking you right now, is this shape the most conducive to progress? Improvers, exact same inquiry. Which alignment is going to help you get consistently and softly against the wall? That's the question, more so than what do I have to do to get this shape I have in mind? Because this fit together straight shape may be the next thing you will get once you understand what you have to do to get consistent and soft first. In terms of using your time efficiently, you may be better off figuring out a position, an alignment, a shape that works for you, and that makes it possible for you to kick up with consistency and efficiency and balance with efficiency against the wall and without the wall, and then refine that into something straighter and straighter rather than aiming for the standards of perfection and never getting there because you never understood the logic of handstands in the first place. So for the sake of simplicity, for this homework, I want you to test different shapes and see which one actually, despite what you thought, helps you achieve your goal today, either consistency or softness. We're going to talk about the small V, the wider V, the fit together handstand, and the butt to the wall or butt towards the wall handstand, depending on what you can do. So that's 4 different shapes. This will take a bit more time than yesterday's homework, so you may want to split that into different sessions, and I'm going to give you an extra day to have all the time you need to test things out. And tomorrow we will have a Q&A in lieu of a lecture, so that I can watch all the homework that has been sent and answer the questions that you will have asked in the group. Again, you need to step away from the idea that your handstand has to look a specific way. You are much better off tomorrow being able to kick up in the middle of the room in something that doesn't look the nicest, but being able to do so consistently and hold it for, let's say, 10 seconds. Because once you can do that, you can do whatever you want with your handstand and refine it into different shapes that you want to master tomorrow. The one approach that really doesn't work for busy adults is the one that consists in aiming for perfection and discarding everything that's nowhere near that. Unless you have 2 hours or 3 hours per day to train, you will not get fast results doing that. And so that's why today I need you to start thinking of your handstands in terms of consistency or softness. Again, by now you have picked which form of kick-ups suits you best, the one in which our hands are already on the floor or the ones in which we launch into it. Keep your good side. For the warm-up, we can change things around to add a bit more of diversity in our practice. by moving our hands on the wall, like so, trying to be very soft in the way each hand rolls down on the wall. You're going to do this for 1 minute or 2. And try to walk your hands as high up as you can. And then as low, close to the floor as you can. Really adding as much weight, pouring as much weight on those hands as possible. Once you're done, you're going to extend one leg. Give me 10 more swings here. It's quite important to warm this up for both beginners and improvers, for that matter. And then you can do the same the other side. Now again, 4 different alignments to test. My advice is that you go for 2 today and 2 tomorrow, but if you want to do them 4 in one day, that's absolutely fine. And see which one is the most conducive to progress. Complete beginners, you can try the same and see which one allows you to get the closest to the wall. Beginners, which one allows you to get the more consistently to the wall. And improvers, which one allows you to be the softest against the wall. The small V, we're going to have our hands 1 foot away from the wall, so quite close to the wall. And we try to keep the front leg away from the wall. You're going to go for sets of 2 to 3. And then rest for at least 10 to 20 seconds. And then go again. Feet together, you want your feet to have met in the air before they find the wall. Versus having 1 foot meeting the other once the first foot has reached the wall. That's not the way it is. So I want to see the feet together, I shape, before both feet touch the wall. For this one, our hands are closer than 1 foot away from the wall. So I'm going to say 1 hand away from the wall.